climate crisis warning as study says the Arctic could be free of sea ice during the month of September, about a decade earlier.
While the world worries about warming Arctic, melting ice, and rising sea levels, Russia is eager for what's to come. For Moscow, the melting ice isn't just a climate crisis, it's a golden opportunity for power, wealth, and dominance. Under the melting tundra and shrinking sea ice, there are untapped resources. This area offers strategic shipping routes and a chance to become a global superpower. But Russia's ambitions in the Arctic go far beyond mere economics. This frozen frontier hosts a high-stakes geopolitical drama. Military power, territorial claims, and national pride clash here. So why does Russia want the Arctic so badly? The answer is as vast as the region itself. At the heart of Russia's Arctic ambitions lies one key goal: control over the region's vast resources. The Arctic holds an estimated 13% of the world's undiscovered oil. And because of this, the Kremlin isn't just interested in fueling its economy, it wants to tighten its grip on global energy markets, using oil and gas as tools for political blackmail. But this goes beyond black gold. The region is also rich in minerals like nickel, copper, and rare earth metals. Then there's the NSR, or Northern Sea Route, a newly opening shipping corridor along Russia's Arctic coastline. With the ice retreating, this route could replace traditional trade paths, cutting shipping times between Europe and Asia. But Russia isn't just looking to profit. It's aiming to control. Moscow wants to dictate who can use the NSR, demanding fees and placing restrictions that could disrupt global trade. While Russia's focus on the Arctic is driven by its vast natural resources, its ambitions go far beyond economics, extending into military dominance and political control. Since the 2000s, Moscow has been militarizing the region, reopening Soviet-era bases, deploying cutting-edge missile systems, and stationing nuclear-capable forces in the far north. But beyond money and military, Russia's Arctic push is about authoritarian dominance. The Kremlin paints itself as an unstoppable force, capable of conquering even the harshest of environments. For Putin, the Arctic is proof that Russia deserves to be a superpower, feared and respected. He sees developing Arctic oil and natural gas resources as a key driver of Russia's economy. In this video, we'll examine Russia's Arctic strategy, exposing the economic, military, and political dangers it poses to the world. This is not just about melting ice. It's about the rise of a hostile power willing to use any means necessary to reshape the global order in its own favor. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the Arctic is expected to hold around 90 billion barrels of undiscovered oil, representing roughly 13% of the world's undiscovered oil reserves, and approximately 1.669 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, which is about 30% of the world's undiscovered natural gas reserves. The Arctic also has vast deposits of precious metals as well as rare earth metals essential for modern technology. These resources make the Arctic a hotspot for global economic and strategic interests. The region has many minerals, including phosphate, bauxite, copper, and zinc. These are important for industries such as electronics and construction. Additionally, the Arctic is a major source of diamonds, with Russia being one of the world's top producers. However, extracting these resources is no easy task. The Arctic's extreme weather, permafrost, and remote areas creates a tough environment. This requires advanced technology and very large investments. Even with these challenges, the rewards are huge. This is especially true for countries like Russia. They view the Arctic as vital for their energy plans, and a chance to gain economic power over others. Okay, so before we continue, we want to remind you to please hit that like button and share this video to help us grow. Your support boosts our visibility and allows us to bring you more quality content like this. We thank you. With climate change warming the Arctic and melting sea ice, Russia is gaining better access to these valuable resources, which could give its economy a major boost and increase its influence over other countries. By controlling a large portion of the world's oil and gas reserves, Russia can influence energy-dependent nations, especially in Europe and Asia. This strategy is clear in Russia's development of major projects like the Yamal LNG plant and the Vostok oil project, which are designed to maximize its control over Arctic resources and strengthen its position as a global energy power. One key example of Russia's push to dominate Arctic resources is the Yamal LNG plant, a massive project that highlights its growing influence in the global energy market. The Yamal LNG plant, located in Sapeta on the Yamal Peninsula in northern Siberia, is one of the world's largest liquefied natural gas, or LNG, plants. Completed in 2018, the plant can produce 16.5 million tons of LNG per year, and also produces gas condensate. The Yamal LNG plant is part of a larger project that includes a seaport and an airport, showing just how much Russia is investing in the Arctic. This plant plays a vital role in Russia's strategy to lead the global LNG market. It generates a steady flow of money that supports its authoritarian government and raises its economic power over other countries. Russia controls a big part of the world's supply of LNG. This allows it to affect global energy prices and put pressure on countries that rely on energy. Another major project in Russia's Arctic strategy is the Vostok oil project, one of the largest of its kind in the world. Located in the remote northern part of Siberia, the Vostok oil project aims to tap into the Arctic's vast oil reserves, with an estimated production capacity of up to 2 million barrels per day by 2035. This project plays a crucial role in Russia's plan to boost oil production. It helps maintain Russia's status as one of the world's leading oil exporters. Similar to its strategy with LNG, Russia aims to control a significant share of the global oil supply. This will allow it to use energy as a tool for economic pressure. The Yamal LNG plant and the Vostok oil project are essential parts of this strategy. They provide the resources and revenue needed to sustain Russia's authoritarian regime. As the Arctic warms, assessing its resources will get easier. This may increase Russia's influence in the global energy market. Such growth poses a real threat to freedom and economic stability in countries that rely on energy. While the Vostok oil project highlights Russia's ambitions in the Arctic, its influence on global energy prices extends far beyond oil, particularly through its control of natural gas exports to Europe, where many countries rely heavily on Russian gas imports. This dependence means that any disruptions to Russia's supply can cause major price swings, especially during geopolitical tensions, as seen with the Ukraine conflict. Essentially, Russia's ability to manipulate its energy exports gives it leverage over the global energy market. Russia is the second largest exporter of oil and natural gas, making it a key player in the global energy market. Though they are significantly cutting imports, many European countries still depend on Russian gas for heating and power generation, making them vulnerable to supply cuts. Russia can use its energy exports as a political tool, threatening to reduce supplies to countries that don't align with its interests. When Russia cuts gas exports, it can lead to instability in global gas prices. Russia's intense resource extraction in the Arctic is causing major environmental harm and boosting climate change. These activities threaten ecosystems worldwide and impact sensitive regions. The Arctic, often called the planet's air conditioner, plays a key role in regulating our climate. Yet, Russia's quest for oil, gas, and minerals disrupts this delicate balance. Russia is prioritizing short-term economic gains instead of long-term environmental health. This choice is warming the Arctic more. It leads to serious effects on the whole planet. One of the most significant impacts of Russia's Arctic activities is the release of greenhouse gases, which accelerates global warming. When fossil fuels like oil and natural gas are extracted and burned, they release large amounts of carbon dioxide and methane. These gases are major contributors to global warming. The Yamal LNG plant makes millions of tons of gas every year, which increases global emissions. The infrastructure for these projects, such as pipelines and icebreaker ships, also add to the carbon footprint. Methane is particularly problematic. It traps heat much more effectively than carbon dioxide, about 80 times more over 20 years. These emissions cause Arctic ice to melt faster. This creates a dangerous cycle. As the ice melts, darker ocean water shows up. This water absorbs more heat, which speeds up the warming. Moving beyond the release of greenhouse gases, Russia's Arctic activities also pose a serious threat to the region's fragile wildlife and ecosystems. When companies build oil rigs, lay pipelines, and set up new shipping routes, they disturb the homes of key Arctic animals. This includes polar bears, Arctic foxes, and migratory birds. The risk of oil spills in the Arctic is especially high. Due to extreme and unpredictable weather, cleaning up an oil spill would be very difficult. These spills can cause serious, long-lasting damage to marine life and the environment. Harming Arctic ecosystems risks wildlife. It also cuts the Arctic's ability to absorb carbon. This adds to climate change issues and intensifies the environmental impact. This growing industrial expansion of the Arctic is not just an environmental concern, but also a geopolitical tool, as Russia leverages its control over key shipping routes to strengthen its global influence. The Northern Sea Route, NSR, which runs along Russia's Arctic coastline, is becoming increasingly accessible as climate change melts the Arctic ice. This new reality presents a significant shift in global trade, offering a faster and more direct route between Europe and Asia. Traditionally, cargo ships traveling from Shanghai to Rotterdam navigate through the Suez Canal, taking approximately 35 days. whereas the NSR cuts this journey down to just 22 days, reducing transit time by nearly 40% thanks to its shorter travel distance. This efficiency makes the NSR appealing to shipping companies. However, it also gives Russia control over a vital trade route. By managing access, Russia can charge fees, regulate traffic, and possibly disrupt global trade. This power helps advance its political and economic goals. To strengthen its grip on the NSR, Russia has heavily invested in infrastructure, ensuring that it can both facilitate and monitor maritime traffic. A network of strategically located ports and logistics hubs play a crucial role in maintaining the route. Murmansk, Russia's most significant Arctic port, remains operational year-round due to its ice-free harbor, making it a vital port for shipping. Sabeda, located in the Yamal Peninsula, serves as a major hub for LNG exports, while Dudinka specializes in shipping metals and minerals extracted from the Norilsk industrial region. By controlling this infrastructure, Russia can dictate who has access to the NSR, impose restrictions, and disrupt global supply chains if necessary. The Northern Sea Route offers a cost-effective alternative to the Suez Canal, but it also comes with significant geopolitical challenges. Russia could take control of the route by raising transit fees, delaying shipments, or blocking access. This could affect global trade to benefit its political agenda. Furthermore, Russia's work on the NSR aims to increase its geopolitical power. Russia acts as the main gatekeeper of this corridor. This way, it can pressure other nations to align with its interests. Countries using the NSR for trade may have to accept Russian demands for consistent access. As Russia tightens its grip on Arctic waters, it is moving into other industries, like fishing. This shift could reshape global trade. Climate change is melting Arctic ice and opening new fishing areas. Russia aims to seize this chance. Most of the central Arctic Ocean is safeguarded by a 2021 agreement to prevent overfishing, signed by Russia and other nations. Still, Russia is boosting its fishing within its exclusive economic zone. The Chukchi Sea has become crucial for Russian fishing, with fish like pollock moving north due to warmer waters. Scientists worry this fishing may not be sustainable. If too many fish are caught or populations keep shifting, it could damage the fragile Arctic ecosystem. By advancing its Arctic fishing industry, Russia seeks to control vital resources and gain leverage over nations that rely on seafood imports. Beyond fishing, Russia is also increasing its presence in the Arctic through tourism and scientific research. This is not just about making money, but about showing control and keeping watch over the region. Popular places such as the Kola Peninsula, Franz Josef Land, and Wrangel Island attract tourists. They offer Arctic cruises, wildlife watching, and chances to visit local communities. These destinations also function as surveillance points. They help Russia monitor activities and gather information about the area. Murmansk and the Chukchi Peninsula are popular with tourists. They also serve as important locations for military and scientific bases. By maintaining a strong presence here, Russia can deter other countries from challenging its control. This allows Russia to closely watch the region's resources and activities. Russia's pursuit of dominance in the Arctic is more than just about resources. It's a calculated move to expand its geopolitical influence and territorial claims, threatening freedom and international cooperation. The Arctic is a region of intense competition, with nations like the US, Canada, Norway, and Denmark via Greenland vying for control over vast resources and strategic waterways. These disputes follow the Arctic Council's guidelines. This international forum encourages cooperation among Arctic states. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea also plays a role. It establishes rules for maritime boundaries and resource rights. However, Russia has aggressively pushed its claims, particularly over the Lomonosov Ridge, an underwater mountain range it argues is a natural extension of its continental shelf. In 2023, the UN Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf, CLCS, recognized a significant portion of Russia's claim, granting it exclusive rights to potentially vast reserves of oil, gas, and minerals. Russia's aggressive territorial claims are part of a broader strategy to challenge NATO and US influence in the Arctic, escalating geopolitical tensions. The US and its NATO allies view the Arctic as a critical region for global security and trade, particularly as the melting ice opens new shipping routes like the Northern Sea Route. Russia's militarization of the Arctic, including the construction of military bases, as shown by this map, and deployment of advanced missile systems, directly threatens NATO's presence in this region. For instance, the first Northern Fleet of Russia in Murmansk now has submarines and icebreakers that run on nuclear power. These assets can operate in icy waters. This militarization isn't only for defense. It shows Russia wants to control the Arctic and limit Western access. The US has reacted by boosting its military presence in Alaska. It is also working with Canada and Norway to watch Russian activities. However, Russia's activities have already changed the balance of power in the Arctic. This has made things tense. Now even small incidents can spark bigger conflicts. Moving on from challenging NATO, Russia's actions in the Arctic are a major concern. The situation becomes even more complicated with China's growing interest in the region through its Polar Silk Road initiative, which aligns with Russia's ambitions and creates an authoritarian axis that threatens democratic governance globally. China's Polar Silk Road is a part of a bigger global project called the Belt and Road Initiative. This project aims to create new shipping routes and explores resources in the Arctic. China is closely working with Russia to invest in Arctic energy projects like the Yamal liquefied natural gas facility. The country is keen to access the Arctic's larger supplies of oil, gas, and rare earth minerals. Even though China is not an Arctic nation, it has called itself a near-Arctic power. China wants to shape Arctic policies as an observer in the Arctic Council, which talks about Arctic issues. This partnership between Russia and China makes democratic nations uneasy. It combines Russia's territorial goals with China's strong economic and technological capabilities. Together, they are building a system that could challenge international rules and organizations. As Russia and China strengthen their partnership in the Arctic, their combined efforts not only focus on economic gains, but also raise significant security concerns, particularly for Russia, which views the region as vital to its national defense. The region acts as a critical buffer zone that helps protect against potential threats from NATO and other possible enemies. Controlling the northern frontier allows Russia to monitor and manage access to the area. This gives Russia a strategic edge in projecting power and influencing nearby countries.
Russia is pushing rapidly into the region with aims to control it before anyone else. Its military has built a modern base that's closer to the US state of Alaska than it is to Moscow.
To secure its position in the Arctic, Russia has built strong military presence across the region, including air bases and airfields with advanced technology. An example of this is the Nogorskoye base on Franz Josef Land and the Temp airfield on Kotelny Island. These installations are equipped with advanced radar systems, missile defenses, and runways capable of supporting heavy military aircraft.
This complex is adapted for much harsher weather conditions of the Arctic. It works in temperatures as low as -50 degrees.
Russia's Arctic infrastructure helps it monitor the region closely. It can quickly respond to threats and control key sea routes like the Northern Sea Route. By making the Arctic a heavily guarded area, Russia protects its territory and showcases its power beyond its borders. This threatens the safety of nearby countries. A key part of Russia's Arctic plan is using nuclear weapons as a way to prevent attacks. The Arctic has many of Russia's nuclear weapons. This includes missiles called SLBMs, which can be launched from submarines. Russia relies heavily on its nuclear abilities to defend itself and scare other countries. The Northern Fleet, based in Murmansk, operates some of Russia's most advanced nuclear submarines. These submarines, called Borai-class vessels, carry Bulava intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. They patrol the waters of the Barents Sea, hiding under Arctic ice where they're hard to find. The Arctic's location gives Russia a strategic advantage. Missiles launched from this area can reach targets in North America and Europe by taking a shorter path over the North Pole. This means Russia can launch attacks quickly and with little warning. In addition to submarine missiles, Russia has also placed hypersonic Kinzhal missiles on MiG-31 fighter jets in the Arctic. These super-fast missiles can travel more than 10 times the speed of sound and are designed to slip past modern defense systems. By gathering its nuclear weapons in the Arctic, Russia does more than just protect itself. It also sends a clear message to NATO and other possible foes. Challenging Russia's control on the region might spark a much larger conflict. To support its strategic goals in the Arctic, Russia has heavily invested in modernizing and expanding its military bases, turning the region into a heavily fortified zone that threatens global freedom and security. Central to this strategy is the modernization and expansion of key military bases, which serve as hubs for surveillance, defense, and power projection. Bases like Nogorskoye, Temp, and Severomorsk have been upgraded. Now they are high-tech facilities that can support operations all year, even in the tough Arctic conditions. Nogorskoye, located on Franz Josef Land, is Russia's northernmost military base, and features a unique, triangular-shaped facility designed to withstand extreme cold. It houses radar systems, air defense units, and runways for fighter jets and transport planes. This makes it a key point for monitoring the Arctic skies. The Temp airbase on Kotelny Island has also been updated. It now supports heavy transport planes and advanced fighter jets. Severomorsk, the headquarters of Russia's Northern Fleet, has improved its naval facilities. This includes new submarine docks and surface ship berths. These bases boost Russia's defense and project power across the Arctic. They intimidate nearby countries and challenge NATO's presence in the region. Along with upgrading its military bases, Russia has also brought in higher-tech weapons to strengthen its grip on the Arctic. The S-400 missile system is one of the most advanced air defense systems worldwide. It has been set up at several Arctic bases. This system can intercept aircraft, drones, and even ballistic missiles. It gives Russia a strong shield against possible threats. Along with the S-400, Russia has also deployed Bastion coastal defense systems. These systems target ships and protect Russia's Arctic coastlines from naval incursions. Radar installations have also been set up across the region to provide early warning of incoming threats, while underwater surveillance systems monitor submarine activity in the Arctic's icy waters. These systems enable Russia to monitor NATO operations in real time. This creates a layered defense network, making the Arctic unsafe for adversaries.
Хорошо известно, что мы обладаем уникальным ледовым флотом, занимаем лидирующие позиции в освоении и изучении арктических территорий. И это первенство необходимо постоянно подтверждать, каждый день.
Beyond its advanced weapons and defense systems, Russia's dominance in the Arctic is further strengthened by its cutting-edge Icebreaker technology. This ensures year-round access to the region. Russia operates the world's largest fleet of icebreakers, including nuclear-powered vessels, like the Arktika and Sibir. These icebreakers are important not only for civilian shipping, they also support Russia's military and economic efforts in the Arctic. The Arktika is the most powerful icebreaker ever built. It can break through ice that is up to 3 meters thick. This capability allows Russia to keep its Arctic shipping lanes open throughout the year. It ensures a steady flow of resources, like oil, gas, and minerals, to global markets. These icebreakers also help military operations. They escort warships, transport troops and equipment, and act as platforms for advanced weapons. Russia's icebreaker fleet gives it a strong advantage over other Arctic nations, none of which have similar capabilities. By keeping this tech edge, Russia can move easily in the Arctic, even during tough winter months. While Russia's icebreaker technology is crucial for accessing Arctic resources, it also plays a significant role in expanding its military influence in the region. It's also a way for Russia to grow its military power in the Arctic region. This military buildup is risky. It lets Russia pressure nearby countries and challenge NATO's military presence. It also helps Russia control important shipping routes and resources. Russia wants to make the Arctic a heavily guarded area. This move aims to shift the global balance of power in its favor. This creates tension, where even small conflicts could escalate quickly. As the Arctic warms, it becomes more important as a key focus area. Russia's military buildup in the Arctic has been accompanied by a series of large-scale drills and exercises designed to showcase its growing capabilities in the region. These exercises, such as UMCA 2021, are not just routine training operations, but serve as strategic tools to project power, intimidate democratic nations, and assert dominance over the Arctic. The UMCA 2021 exercise, held in March of 2021, was a dramatic display of Russia's ability to operate in the harsh and unforgiving environment of the Arctic. The exercise involved a combination of nuclear submarines, fighter jets, and ground troops, all working together to simulate real combat scenarios. 3 nuclear submarines broke through the thick Arctic ice near the North Pole, surfacing within 300 meters of each other, a feat that demonstrated Russia's advanced submarine technology and its ability to maneuver in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. The submarines had support from 2 MiG-31 fighter jets. They acted as a show of force and some protection while soldiers conducted military training on the Franz Josef Land. During the exercise, a submarine launched a torpedo, highlighting Russia's readiness to use its military in the Arctic. This exercise was named UMCA, which means polar bear in the Siberian Chukchi language. This name symbolizes Russia's goal of controlling the Arctic, similar to how a polar bear is the top predator in its icy environment. The military exercise was more than just a display of technical skills. It was a way for Russia to emphasize its claim to the Arctic region. By carrying out this high-profile training mission, Russia sent a clear message to other countries. It is ready to protect its interest in the Arctic, even if this raises tension with democratic nations. Building on a previous military exercise called UMCA 2021, Russia showed off its military strength with the Vostok 2022 exercise, which took place from September 1st to 7th, 2022. This was one of the largest military training events in Russia's recent history, involving over 50,000 soldiers, 5,000 pieces of military equipment, 140 aircraft, and 60 warships. While the exercise was mainly conducted in Russia's eastern military district, which includes Siberia and the Far East, its impact on the Arctic region was significant. The exercise had troops from several nations, including China, India, Belarus, and Mongolia. This showed Russia's ability to work together with its allies in military operations. The military drills covered various battle scenarios. They They focused on defensive and offensive strategies. They also showed how different military forces could work together effectively. As Russia demonstrated its military capabilities through Vostok 2022, it also highlighted the growing importance of the Arctic region, drawing the attention of global powers like China and India. This means Russia is not only boosting its military power, but also building alliances to support its goals in the region. The timing of Vostok 2022 was key, as it took place during the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This sparked worries that Russia was using the exercise to show off its military power. This is happening in both the Asia-Pacific and the Arctic, where Russia has been boosting its military presence. By conducting such a large exercise, Russia showed it could project military power in various areas at once. Vostok 2022 not only showcased Russia's military might, but also hinted at a deeper strategy. These exercises were not about readiness. They were aimed to intimidate and assert control. The Umka 2021 exercise caught plenty of attention in Russian media. It showed impressive footage of submarines breaking through ice and fighter jets soaring over the frozen land. This type of messaging helps build Russia's image as a strong and tough nation that can handle extreme challenges. At the same time, it warns other countries not to challenge Russia's plans in the Arctic region. Vostok 2022 aimed to demonstrate Russia's ability to lead military exercises with other nations. This helps solidify its power in the region. Russia shows its strong alliances by including countries like China and India. This makes it harder for democratic nations to counter its influence. By framing the Arctic as a cornerstone of its global strategy, Russia is sending a clear signal. It is prepared to use military might to secure its dominance in this increasingly contested region. This sounds like a serious threat to freedom and stability in the area. Russia's actions undermine cooperation and peaceful coexistence. The Arctic, once viewed as distant and empty, is now a focal point of international tension, with Russia leading the military buildup. Its large drills aim not just to show strength, but to assert control and intimidate any opposition. As Russia expands its military presence in the Arctic, the world must remain aware of the threat that it poses to global security.